All right, audio goes in 3, 2, 1, go. 1.
Yeah, we're good. All right.
Go.
Man, I'm hoping that maybe we need to let you stretch real quick, go run a lap, get the blood
Nope.
flowing. You
Nope.
sure?
We're going right into it. That's what thugs do.
I listened to a little Pac today. Felt good. Well, let's
I
get
slept.
into it.
I
What's
slept
it?
in. That's what I did.
Slept
I
in.
slept
What?
in.
What's sleeping in?
Well, I woke up at 7:30, like normal day. Got up, used the restroom real quick, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go lay back down. And next time I woke up, it was like 11:30, 11:45, which is bonkers because I never do that ever. So
That's nuts.
I couldn't believe I was like, oh my god, I go, my whole morning's gone. It's all right though. That was my
uh,
morning. I burnt some bacon. I was about to make some because I was like, I woke up so late. I was like, well, guess we're in lunch. So I was like, I'm gonna make some BLTs.
oh, there you go.
Burnt my bacon to a crisp. I was
Like,
playing Call of Duty. My timer went off, and I was like, all right, I gotta go grab that. Got engaged in a firefight. Completely forgot about my bacon. Went back like 5 minutes later, and maybe shit was toast, and I was like, fuck. I was
like,
so mad.
I mean, like toast, like in like it not even close to being
Not even,
edible.
not even edible, bro.
That sucks.
I was so mad. So I had to have steak. I made steak and asparagus for lunch and some. I know, right? And I got some keto bread, so I made some like garlic butter toast with that.
Oh, that's
It was
what's
it
up.
was pretty. Yeah, I mean, I was happy, but I was just so disappointed about that bacon, bro. Because now I don't got nothing for dinner. So I went a straight fast yesterday. I had like a side salad at work. Had a
Oh, right
side
on.
salad when I got home and like a cheese stick. That
Got
was
it.
all I had, bro, all day. Uh,
Intentionally or
no, unintentionally.
all right on.
I was just so excited to get home and have like today off that yesterday I got on, was playing some video games and just you just get caught up with friends and you just go one game to the next. And I was like, well, I got to make a decision, either stay on or make some dinner. And I decided to stay on, so I just called it a fast. two
That's
two
what's
little
up.
salads.
I had a half a steak last night. I ate the rest of it for lunch today.
I would have eaten the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean the goal was to, but then I was like, you know what? Let's see if we can make better decisions.
I'm not bad. Oh boy, let's go.
All
Get that first one out the
right, there
way.
you go. Well, I tell you what, let's intro this bitch in and let's see what we can make out of nothing. All right.
I'm ready, bro.
Hey
Let's
everybody,
go.
welcome to another episode of Pro Fishing Fans. My name is CB and with me is
Burnt bacon, Clay Haggard.
So with that whole little lead up there, you kind of had me thinking rough week at work, Clay.
I mean, just different, man. Like we had obviously had to incorporate that new, one team structure that Verizon's pushing right now Saturdays. So anybody, if you're a Verizon customer and you come to Verizon, if you're there for service, we only work on appointment for those now. So make an appointment.
What, for like new service and shit?
Now, like if you're buying, you get in.
Oh,
If
word.
you have problems, either you accept our digital tool or you have to set an appointment for later in the day. That is the situation in a nutshell.
Okay. Yeah,
Your store
I
is open,
don't.
right? Oh, but you're still at home. Never
I'm
mind.
still
Yeah,
at home,
that's
man.
great.
I pulled what I
I already,
consider
I
a
already,
lucky card.
I already gave you the congratulations, but I'll give it to you
Yeah.
again. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. It's nice. I took the week off for this week, so I'm doing nothing. I got my mother-in-law coming in town, so that'll be dope.
Yeah,
Haven't seen her in almost probably a year, close to a year.
be nice
Yeah.
then.
She
You
only
know,
lives 5 hours away, but I mean, like we had plans to go in June. Like my brother-in-law was gonna come in from Texas with his family, and we were all gonna head down there, and then the Roni hit, and we were just like,
in June.
well,
You said June.
yeah, we were supposed to go in June, but
Oh, yeah,
but
no, I'm with you. I'm with
yeah,
you.
yeah,
So like they
we're
were old plans for June, but you decided
yeah,
not to.
like
I
we had
got
made those plans like February or some shit. Like, yo, June, we're gonna all hit it up this week,
you. Yeah.
and then it just didn't quite work out. And she wanted to see her grandkids, and I know she's good about quarantining herself. So, it's just her and her dog.
Sure,
So,
I get it.
so yeah, she's gonna come visit, and that'll be dope. Looking forward to. You're supposed to be here this weekend, right? Next weekend.
It's coming.
What's the plan? What's the plan? What you got going?
I don't know, man. Birthday Saturday.
Birthday.
Yeah. Dirty 30. Leaving my 20s behind, man.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've thought about it, actually. Like, ever.
Really?
Like, I knew 30 was coming, but I never like thought of it as leaving my 20s behind.
I've always had a problem with that.
I've always looked at it more so like, okay, I'm 30. It's just another year. I guess I don't know. Like maybe some people like think of that as like a whole new chapter in their life. Like,
we gotta think about those people that well, I don't mean to speak out of turn because I don't know. I didn't, but I mean I can only imagine if I had a kid at a young age and I'm hitting 30. I'm like, Jesus, so much has happened in such a young amount of time that I can see where that could almost be like, oh shit. Or if you're just not happy with your life. But I mean, if you're happy with your life, that. But what were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I completely cut you off.
I don't know. Nothing relevant. Nothing relevant. Just rambling. I mean, I guess it's just another year, man. It's just another. You know what I mean? Like I'm 29 to 30. Like that's it for me. Like my life doesn't change. I'm still moving forward in my career. You know what I mean? Like still just trying to figure out what that next step is, regardless of the fact. So just working on school.
Well, that's the thing. I think so many people have these like benchmarks of where you're supposed to be at a certain time in your life, and it's just like, yo, motherfucker, you get there when you get there.
Yeah. Like. And I always had a thought. Like I assumed by this age I would already have like a family. Like in my head, I was just like, oh, like mid 20s. Like find somebody, settle that off by my 30s. I'd be having a family. Like that was just in my head though. But like I was always like trying to like get it going, man. Like same with the career, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like get shit moving, get in the right direction, start doing something with your life. And like don't get me wrong, some people take until now to figure out, well, what's my next step? Like what do I want to do? I'm kind of 50-50, man. Like obviously you still got like life goals that you're trying to hit, but then you still got like I guess I would call them milestones, like career milestones or like having your first child. You know what I mean? Like those will come.
And you never know what the actual pinnacle of where you're really going to be happy at. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, it's like, oh, okay, cool for that. But I mean, the kid thing, I guess I get. But man, I'll tell you what, I knew at a very young age, getting married before 30 was not going to be in my cards. Yeah. I knew who I was.
Hey, everything happens for a reason.
And
man.
I would have not been a good husband in the 20s.
I'm at where I'm right where I need to be. You know what I mean? Like shit happens for a reason, man. Everything's a life lesson. Everything you should learn from. Just do the best you can with it and make good decisions moving forward.
Yeah,
well, that's all you can do.
Learn from any mistakes and just keep it plugging.
Dude, I tell people all the time, control what you can control. Like shit's gonna be fucking terrible sometimes. Life's gonna seem like it sucks. Like everyone goes through that shit, and all you can do is control what you can control. You know what I mean? Like I'm not telling people like don't be upset for certain things, but like that's why you have friends and family. Like I use my friends and family. I mean, you know better than anybody. Like I've come to you with some crazy ass shit. Like I use them as rocks, like support, learn.
Well, it's a good way to it's a good way to work on yourself too, because you're just like, hey, this is a thought, and then help me think through this thought for me. You don't give me like nobody can tell you what to do or anything. It's just more of, hey, just help me think through this so that I can make a decision that I know I'm comfortable with. So, well, that's what's up, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you next weekend.
Yeah. I think Saturday at some point during the day I'm going to Shakes.
You need those nachos.
Yeah, bro, you already know I'm getting them fucking nachos. You already know I'm getting them. I really want a cherry wheat too, but I guess if I'm gonna have carbs, I might as well have a beer with it. But I may stay away from that. Just keep it to one thing.
Right.
Just have that one thing. Call it good.
I don't even know what their dining thing is going on right now.
I don't either. I'm just gonna assume they're open. I saw somebody had a picture on social media dining in, and that was weeks ago. So they're
I was
probably
gonna
doing
say
like
I went to a bar once, but I mean that was about it.
yeah. I mean, shit. If I gotta take them to go, I'll take them to go.
You're like, I'm getting them fucking
No,
nachos.
dude, I'm telling you, like, I don't care if they're fucking closed. I'm gonna call Scott. He's one of their co-owners. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
Scott, homie. I'm gonna need you to pull up real quick.
Just
I'm gonna need you
fire
to
up
heat up the
oven.
queso. I'm gonna need you to throw some chips on a plate and make some shit happen.
Yeah. You get the beef or chicken? I always get
Beef.
chicken.
I always get beef. I got nothing against the chicken. My dad gets
Yeah.
the chicken sometimes. I just beef like I feel like gets spread out more. So like I would
okay.
rather have more meat per chip ratio than like a giant quality chunk of chicken once every few chips.
Certainly.
That's
I,
my mindset.
Gosh, I don't know if I've ever had the beef there, and it's
Fucking up.
probably years ago.
Yeah,
But
right.
but I share with Tara, and she don't eat beef. So I mean,
Oh, that's okay, fair.
so
I mean, I always get it with my
and
dad.
their chickens are fire. The chicken's fire. So I'm like, man, I'm not even mad.
Sunday football, bro. Large beef nacho. Fucking, I'll get 8 wings. He gets 8 wings.
Large
Lock it up.
nachos, fucking insane.
And I don't care who's helping us, but fucking keep the glasses full. If my glass empties and I have to wait,
Yeah.
it's critical. It's crucial.
Well, especially when you're there for a football game and if you're a regular.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, Scott knows where we're gonna sit. He turns the volume up. He even has the Dolphins game right on the TV that we're gonna be in front of.
Yeah.
He has that shit ready.
Well,
Which is a cool
when me and my family came and met up with you.
Scott at Shakespeare's Pub. I mean, because
Here in
homie lives
Kalamazoo. Yeah,
that's why we keep taking care of his business. He keeps taking care of us. It's mutual relation.
So, well,
and he puts up with my mom. Can't ask for much more.
She goes up there.
Sometimes.
That's what's up.
Sometimes it gets out of hand. She'll bring up all these magazines and laptops and. Like, Mom, I love you. Talk to me at commercial, okay? Like, you gotta give me game time focus, and then catch me in between.
Oh.
And that just doesn't comprehend sometimes. So.
Gosh, I don't feel your plight of having to like this. That was the only place that besides buying the whole ticket or whatever it is.
Yeah.
To actually go watch your team play. I always said if I ever left the state of Michigan, I would definitely get that Sunday ticket or something just to guarantee I could watch the Lions. And
before it was too expensive if you didn't have DirecTV, but now that I'm taking classes, $100 for the season, like hell yeah.
Oh, you're good money then.
Oh yeah, that's what we did last season. We did that,
okay.
and
I remember that.
Is we only get one stream. So if my dad's using my ticket login, I can't. So like. This year, if there is a season, cross your fingers. We'll get into that next, I guess. I'm gonna find a friend or somebody taking classes, and I'm just gonna buy 2 logins. I'll give my dad my email login, and I'll use my friend's login, so we can both watch from home.
Certainly.
And we'll get together. I already know that he'll come down for games. I'll be coming up for some games, but yeah, I still want that login for those days. Like, hey, I can't travel today. I gotta kick back and relax. We can both watch our teams from home, especially with Rona. Like, I'm not gonna make my dad go to the bar. Like, I'm good on that. I'd rather just him. Yeah, I'd rather just him. So tickets happen.
Shit, my mom's. I think I feel a feeling that my mom's older than your parents, and my mom still works. I mean, she's retired, but she still works, and she works out in the public. I'm just sitting here going, and she hit heaters. So I mean, like I'm just like, yo, come on, like maybe now is just the right time just to retire for a while and just kind of see what's going on after everything because enjoy not working for a while, I guess, and then go get a part-time job.
I hear you.
Instead of working with the public like that, fucking find her an online job. Shit. Well, dealing with COVID, man, there's some opt-outs that are happening right now. Like, isn't the deadline's coming up as far as opting out for the NFL? And we already have.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say players left and right.
Yeah.
Are getting put on this PUP list, this COVID-19 list, man.
Well, we had Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I keep reading all the Dolphins, dude,
yeah.
that are getting put on there. I'm like, oh no. And then, like, I know today Gardner Minshew just got put on that list.
Yeah. Armstead, the running back, Charles Jones, tight end, Michael was that Walter, the wide receiver, and Andrew Wingard. He's a safety. That's just off that one team.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Lions, we just had another person opt out, and that was Geronimo Allison. So
Left and right, man.
and that's just the ones that I quickly saw right before we started. I knew about the Geronimo, but I mean, like Minshew and all that shit. That's just shit I just happened to look as we were prepping. If that's what you're calling today.
Right.
So I mean, and I was talking to a guy today. I had to go to Lowe's, and his wife got out of the vehicle, and then he got out, and I go, "Whoa, hey, I think that Kohl's is open. You can go get yourself a Michigan State mask." I was like, "You got it the wrong one." And then I thought he had a Michigan shirt on, but then I saw it was a Steelers. I'm like, and I told him he needed to get a new shirt too. And this is how I make friends out in public. I just start fucking dogging you. I bark.
Talking shit. Hey! Hey, fuck you! Hey, fuck you!
What's your name?
Yeah.
Tony. Hey, fuck you, Tony.
Fuck you!
What's your name?
Hey,
Ezekiel.
who's your favorite team? What? Who's your favorite team? Lions. Lions. Fuck you. Hey, fuck you. Who's your favorite team? Dolphins. Yeah, fuck you.
That might have been one of the highlights of the week. That might have been the highlight of the week.
It was a funny meme.
So
Y'all haven't
seen
it figured out because it's funny for everybody who's seen it.
It came from TikTok, which is supposed to be banned. So I mean, I don't know what's going on there.
Video, that's from YouTube.
Is it?
Yeah, that was pre-used material, but somebody did a TikTok with a dog and a deer and just dubbed it. It's those voices right from the original source. And it's two dudes. There's one dude on the other side of like a river at a park, and a guy on his side or something. Yes. He's like, "Hey!" He's just yelling at him, dude. What? What'd you say? Yeah, this shit's funny.
Oh, so I guess we're gonna have a lot of theoretical questions and weeks about the NFL season. Just sitting where you're sitting right now. I mean, and this is every time that we bring this up, it's just more of a how you see it as of right now, not your hopes, not your dreams, not your desires or your wishes, but do you really think we're gonna have us an NFL season?
I think the NFL season starts. I do think they start. Seeing how the MLB is playing out, it's hard to sit here and say that the NFL can be successful with the travel that is necessary. And
MLB treating it like business as usual.
I mean, and I know a lot of people will, bring forth the argument that the NFL is just 1 week. You know what I mean? They're going from one city to the next, and they're going to be there for several days anyway. But
argument.
Yeah, it's travel regardless of the fact, contact regardless of the fact. And with all due respect, in the NFL, players are going to be closer than anyone on a baseball field. A guy runs the bases, so he's kind of close to the infielders.
Right.
That is the extent of like team-to-team contact for the most part, and touching the baseball, I guess. But for the most part, that's going to be your contact. Football, you're going to have 22 guys on one field that at any point in time, every single one of them is going to most likely come in contact with somebody else. It's hard to imagine the NFL having a full successful season when we follow the trend of what we see in the MLB right now.
College is already suspect. Real suspect. Big Ten hasn't even let out a schedule yet because they don't even know if they're going to have a season.
Yeah, I have a tough time seeing it happen in college, man. I have a real tough time seeing it happening.
I just don't. I am sitting here and start. Yes, it's not far, man. Let's not make it. We're not. We're not. I mean, they're gonna have to. If they get halfway through the season, what they'll do is they'll steal the NBA idea.
Mm-hmm.
So if they get halfway through the season, then what they're gonna do is they're gonna find a way to create a balloon or a bubble, excuse me, for the playoffs. And I mean, but you have to get way halfway through the season. If they don't get halfway through the season, it's a fucking wrap.
Yeah, I can see that maybe being an option, but I don't see them putting that. Like, I don't see that being their number one option. Like, that's not going to be their go-to. That's not a plan, but it could be. I would say contingency plan maybe.
Well, I mean, I think that's at the end of the day, like.
Yeah, unless you're predicting that could happen.
That's the only way for them to continue a season. Is if you're able to make it 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and you just have a playoff. Maybe you create a bubble and you do like what the NBA did, where they brought in like 2 extra teams that are right there on the bubble. Mm-hmm. Have a playoff play-in, to get in, and then you have the playoffs.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if there's any other plan that they could possibly have at that point. I mean, if the season starts, and I just don't see it at all. I mean, it's a lot of money for sports to lose, but right now the only thing that seems to be working is the bubble. Mm-hmm. I mean, the MLB didn't want to do anything because I guess like I heard maybe I said something about it last week when we were talking about this, but and so maybe I heard it the week before, but I thought it was this week where I heard that the players were basically saying, no, we're not going to do a bubble. They didn't want to go through what the NBA was willing to do. And I mean, the NBA is doing it for about 3 months or so. I mean, that's if you continue to keep playing, because the playoff starts next week, I believe, at the end of next week, if I'm not mistaken. COVID's fucking up our sports, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's no way that you are going to be able to have a college season with college kids telling me I can't go see about Betty down the street and then Judy down the other street. And I'm not going to take the proper precautions. I'm 18 through 22. And I'm at the highlight of my career of being an MSU football player. I'm going to go get that trim. And then you don't know what the fuck they're doing outside of there. I mean, it's just it's not going to, I don't think this looks good for college, and I don't think it's going to look good for the NFL either, even if a week off.
Yeah, I mean, shit, dude. Next Sunday would be week 1 of preseason on a normal ass. We would have a new NBA champion. We'd have a new NHL champion.
We'd be celebrating AD re-signing. Because,
hey, you can speak that into existence. Go for it.
I'm gonna try.
Try, absolutely.
Oh, here's the thing. Yeah, I'll get into basketball later, but
so I had another thing on NFL to bring up, just as a fun little kind of like recap and review, unless you had something.
No, go for it, man.
So the NFL obviously dropped their top 100 players recently. Okay. I'm sure you've gone on Instagram. I don't know if you have, like, on the NFL has dropped their 100 all the way down to their number 1. So, like, obviously I've gone through all of them, kind of sifted through just to make sure that there's no fucking Dolphins in the entire top 100. And but past that, man, I thought we could kind of recap the top 10 and just, I kind of want to hear your thoughts. And I'll be honest, I've only gone through it once, so I only remember like half of the players and their positioning.
Look it up real quick.
I already have it up.
Got it right here. Have it up. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
So we got Derrick Henry at 10. And for those of you listening, keep in mind these are player votes. Like, this top 100 they do is player voted. So this is how their coworkers see them. So Derrick Henry at 10. We got Stephon Gilmore at 9. Let me go. Derrick Henry at 10. Last year he was 99. Stephon Gilmore at 9. Last year he was 22. You got DeAndre Hopkins at 8. Last year he was 11. George Kittle at 7. Last year they had him at 29. Christian McCaffrey at 6. Last year they had him at 42. So that's 10 through 6. Henry, Gilmore,
I think I would flip.
Kittle,
I think
McCaffrey.
right now as it sits, I would flip 8 and 9. Or excuse me, 9 and 10. 9 and 10.
You put Derrick Henry above Stephon Gilmore?
I'll be honest, I might bump him a few more spots up because where was Kittle? 7?
Kittle was 7, and then DeAndre Hopkins was 8. It's crazy when you start saying, is Derrick Henry better than DeAndre Hopkins?
No, so I wouldn't do that. I would move Hopkins to 7, Derrick Henry to 8, then put Kittle 9, and then what's my man's last name? Gilmore at 10.
Gilmore. Okay, and then leave Christian at 6.
I'm ready because I didn't see the list, so I don't know how I missed it. Apparently, the algorithms of my Instagram just show me big booty hoes. I don't know. But
Derrick Henry's a big booty hoe.
I did actually. I follow him on Instagram and that because I like to see this dude's workouts and I just like see what a fucking mammoth human being does to get even stronger. All right. So let's see. Give me 5 through 1.
That's exactly what I was going to do.
Oh, give me 5 through 3 real quick. Let's evaluate those. Save the last 2.
We got Michael Thomas at 5, 13 last year. Patrick Mahomes at 4. He was 4 last year. Aaron Donald at 3. He was number 1 last year.
So he's dropping. This is my personal opinion, right? These guys, of course, work with them. You're voting on your co-workers. But as a fan, as a proficient one at that, I would have Donald. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know. Thank you. Donald. I would have him down.
Mahomes at 4, Michael Thomas at 5. You had Christian McCaffrey at 6.
I'm moving Donald down into the bottom 5 there.
Okay.
Just because those 2 offensive, I would probably make him 8. No, because the fact that who do I have at 8? I had Derrick Henry at 8. I move him down. Well, I'm running out of spots.
I'm pretty sure you moved. Yeah, I don't know where you moved him. But
anyways, like I'd have him probably 8. I think I'd have him at 8. Just because McCaffrey, I'm surprised is on the bottom 5 anyway. So
Russell Wilson at 2. Last year he was 25. Lamar Jackson number 1. He was unranked last year. I'm 100% on board with Lamar. I'm surprised, honestly, that people didn't see Patrick Mahomes at number 2. That's what I was thinking.
I might go McCaffrey 3.
I like Lamar and then Pat. I like Donald at 3. I probably
That's your defensive bias, which I have too, but those other guys I felt like
he's just so dominant, dude. Like no one can stop him. Not the best offensive lineman in the league can stop him. So it's just hard for me to sit here and say, for how many years straight have you consistently shown the ability to be the best at your position? To me, that just shows dominance. Like there isn't a question mark. Like I don't know. Like there's no one out there you would say, well, who's better than Aaron Donald at his position? There isn't an answer. Fair. I feel like fair. So from a player standpoint, I can understand at 3 overall how important he is. So to put it in perspective, we had Michael Thomas and we moved Pat Mahomes. So Russell Wilson. Those were the other two top 5. Russell Wilson, legit. There are other players out there that have proven they can be offensively efficient. And Michael Thomas, as much as I love him, how many, championships I've won in the Balls Deep League, he's been on my team, of course. Yep, had to throw it out there. As dominant as he is, there are other dominant wide receivers. So you can argue a Julio Jones is better, a Hopkins is better. So it's once again hard for me to put Donald behind him when we can have conversation of other players at
that's
Michael Thomas. That's how
fair.
I look at it.
That's fair.
So I like him there. Now 4 out of all these guys, I would probably put Christian McCaffrey at 4.
Yeah.
And then after him, I like Michael Thomas staying at the 5. I would probably put Hopkins at 6.
I was going to say, you like him better than Hopkins?
I do, yeah. Dude, he's good, man. I mean, he's setting records for most receptions and, most yards. Well, I mean, some of it's just with the Saints, but,
I was going to say, look who's whipping the ball at him, man.
I know, and I get it, but that's...
And DeAndre's doing it with nobody.
I feel like that's like saying, though, Pat Mahomes is only good because he's got Tyreek Hill and he had a good backfield half the time. You still got to do what you got to do. And even though Drew Brees is throwing him the ball, we don't discredit, Jerry Rice. Yeah, Joe Montana. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Oh, because Jerry Rice did it with 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, and Steve, I'm sorry, 2 Hall of Famers. My bad.
Maybe they became. I was gonna say, but
hey, Mike Thomas did it with Teddy Bridgewater.
Moving on. Moving on. That's trash.
You know what? Next topic. I'm done with you. Next topic.
NFL. I mean, this is. It's interesting to watch. I'm really hoping that we get a season, but I just got notice in that Dynasty League I'm in that he's putting 3 COVID spots for injured reserve strictly for COVID.
Yep.
So he's just like, if your player gets COVID, there's a spot, and you can pick up other people and not worry about hurting your whole, having to drop anybody. So I was like, that was pretty cool. I was noticing, so I noticed on staying in the football world here, a lot of people talking a lot of shit about the schedules that were coming out for a lot of these conferences this week, because a lot of college, about a lot of conferences where you like those LaCroix.
No, but I can drink them on keto.
That's what's up. My wife.
Yep. That's my honest answer. No, I don't like them.
I'm sorry. I just saw it. I'm like, ooh.
You're good.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of basically at this point, it's almost like a whiskey soda or a whiskey soda.
Oh, there you go.
Right. I'm not mixing them, of course, but I always like to have something else to drink.
Did you see Sparrow be putting Jack Daniels and what was that, lemonade?
Yeah,
together?
Jack Daniels and lemonade and gummy
strawberries.
Bears or something.
I thought it was strawberries.
Yeah, it was strawberries.
But I was just like, what the fuck? I mean, I never had it, so I'm not gonna dog it. But
I mean, his number 1 is a strawberry daiquiri, so I mean, you got to keep that in mind.
He's also a fucking offensive tackle, former offensive tackle, so he can drink whatever he wants.
You've officially got CB intimidated, Sparrow. Good job.
I believe I told him he'd catch these hands, so I said he wasn't scary big.
I guess we're having pancakes for breakfast. Like that. I'll break keto for that pancake.
What was it that I was gonna say? Oh, but I mean, I also take that as he's a Traeger guy. Nothing bad about Traeger, but me, I'm also the wood guy when it comes to smoking my meats. So, I call him a cheater. I don't care.
He agrees.
Yeah, I mean, he agreed 100%. Yeah, but he's like, I wouldn't trade this life for it all. I'm like, good for you. Stay strong to not learning how to really cook.
Oh my God, shut up.
Sparrow's my guy. I love that guy. Let's see here. I'm not wearing it, but I did start the season out wearing a Laker jersey, Laker shirt. It was given to me by my good friend here. I was like, use this motherfucker better bring me great luck. and we won. I was mad. Like honestly, like I was on the floor stretching out, and at the end of the game, I'm sitting here stressing. And I'm just like, you know, I need, like, I felt my whole body tense. So I'm like, I'm gonna just start stretching. So I was like laying on the floor stretching and shit. And uh, when LeBron took that shot
at the end,
and he missed, I was like, fuck. And then he made it. I go, and when he followed up. He followed up and put it in. I rolled around on the floor. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. Because, I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like, I personally felt that starting off this reboot with a win was going to be big for us. And although we fucking turned around and got our asses waxed by Toronto.
Wasn't it that team that I said was going to do all right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure I argued with you about it, but I mean, at the end of the day, they are a nice fucking team without Kawhi Leonard. I mean, I'm sitting there watching. I will say that our defense is, as a unit, is awesome, and I really realized how big our fucking team was now that we got Keith and. You know, you got Dwight and you got AD and LeBron. Mm-hmm. I mean, and JaVale McGee. So, I mean, we got like 5 just really big fucking dudes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was just like, wow, we are going to protect that hoop. That's the way I saw it. And I mean, and then Kuz is playing hella D. I mean, he was doing, I mean, like shit. He was getting praised before the season even started, you know, this past week in the preseasons. Or what the scrimmages, and even scrimmages in practice of how hard he's just been D'ing up cats and balling. So I don't know. I like our Lakers' chances, man.
I do too. I liked them before I saw them even take the court.
Yeah, I always like them every year, even when we suck. But
so. Basically where we're at right now, because for those people who go and try and like figure out the standings and all of that, like all they're going to do is see continuation of the season before the COVID break. But since we've been back, and I know these are going to be the seeding games for the eventual NBA playoffs, I know I got the Bucks Rockets game on right now, which is just, I mean, shit, bro. Like, I hope not, but with all due respect, like both those teams could be finals teams. You know what I mean? So like that's a huge game. The Raptors. So
I want Giannis.
You got the Bucks 1-0. The Raptors 1-0. The Celtics are 1-1.
Fuck the Celtics.
Heat 1-0. Pacers 1-0. 76ers 0-1. Magic are 2-0. Nets are 1-1. Wizards are 0-2. So in the East, right now the Magic are undefeated. They're starting off hot. Celtics have split, Nets have split, Wizards suck. But then we got the Pacers, Heat, Raptors, and Bucks that still have their second game to play. Is there anybody like right out the gate, man, that has surprised you? I mean, I guess it would be the Raptors.
Orlando.
They'd have to be number one.
Yeah, Orlando and the Raptors.
And but yeah, the Magic too, man. That's 2-0. I was telling you, man, like, I mean, granted, so I did not watch the Raptors game. I'll be completely honest. I was being naive. I didn't realize the turnaround for the Lakers were going to be that quick.
Yeah.
Now I have the schedule down. Like, I know when their next games are coming up. I know, like, they play back-to-back Wednesday, Thursday, which is bonkers. But yeah, like, I was just being naive.
No, they didn't play Wednesday, Thursday.
No, they're upcoming. They play Monday.
Oh, okay.
And they play Wednesday, Thursday, then Saturday.
Misheard you.
No, you're good. So, but I was like, damn, I didn't even realize they were playing that many games that quickly, but it makes sense. I was just, like I said, I'm not used to having sports back. So like, I haven't been in my head like, oh, get the schedule down. Like that just hasn't been priority for me. So obviously
I've turned my calendar already. Like I was bugging because the Tigers aren't in my calendar, but the Lakers were.
I can't even watch the Tigers. I don't have FSD in Indiana. I know. So, but yeah, man, we'll see how that goes. And then in the West, the fucking 50 goddamn teams, in the West, Lakers are 1-1, Clips are 1-1, Nuggets are 0-1, which is surprising. Jazz are 1-1, Thunder are 1-0. Rockets are 1-0. Mavs are 0-1. Grizzlies are 0-2. Spurs are 2-0. Blazers are 1-1. Pelicans and the Kings 0-2, and the Suns are 1-0. So right out the gate, Spurs, only undefeated team in the West.
Come on,
I don't think
team,
yeah, that doesn't say anything, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, man, I think getting like Lakers win over the Clippers was huge.
Kind of just let everybody know, hey, we're really gonna play. Like,
yeah. So that was pretty big, man. And
AD was taking a ton of charges. I mean, maybe not a ton, but I mean, like, he was on the floor a few times. I like what I see from our Lakers of Los Angeles, and I don't want to get too hyped, you know what I mean? But I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. I'm hyped. LeBron closing it out that game against the Clippers, against Kawhi, because like, especially against Kawhi, that really made me feel good. You gonna disrespect me? You gonna disrespect me? Not come to the fucking greatest show on the planet? The Lakers are bigger than the motherfucking Yankees and the Cowboys put together.
Ooh, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. That's a big stretch.
Oh man, nah, that's just the pride I got for him. But no COVID in the entire bubble.
None. Even with Lou Williams and his wings.
Which you sent me the photo of those wings.
Fire!
That whole platter, I was like,
I want some Magic City wings now.
I'm looking for a reason to go to Orlando.
Or Atlanta. Remember, there's one in Atlanta.
Who gets the better Yelp rating on the fucking food?
Right.
And the titties.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and the booty.
What was I gonna say? College basketball. I mean, ugh. COVID's fucking up my world right now. I didn't realize. Here's the thing, is I knew it was affecting us, but I didn't know how possible it was going to affect us in the long term without knowing what the plans are going forward. So, I want to give a shout out.
Do it.
To my favorite pitcher out there in these streets. Joe Kelly, you some bitch. You sly son of a bitch. Judge Joe Kelly. We will refer to him now, the executioner.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, dude, threw right at Bregman's head and Correa's head. So obviously 2 players from the Houston Astros cheating World Series team.
Yeah.
And they're already getting balls thrown at their hips, at their rib cages, at their heads. I mean, Joe Kelly's not the first pitcher to go after those guys.
But he was the one that had the most class about it.
Yeah, he gave him the stiff lip, bro. He gave him the stiff lip.
But he got busy when he was in Boston, and he threw hands with shit. Who the fuck do you throw the ball at? He hit the motherfucker. It was Boston Yankees, and it was a big brawl. I can't remember who he fucking threw the ball at, but
I think it was like Austin Taylor.
Might have been, yeah. And his hands got busy that day too. He's not afraid to he throw them hands, and I was just like, let's go. Like, I don't know. What was your feelings on that? And I want to go back to a conversation that we were having last night on social media. I meant to jump into.
Okay. I mean, I get why people are throwing at the Astros players. I'm for it. Like, if players, I mean, people are going to have issues, man, and especially the Dodgers, the team, who ultimately gets ousted from even, you know what I mean? Like, from winning their World Series because of this team's cheating. Like, fuck, I would be pissed. And here's the biggest thing. Here's the one thing we haven't mentioned that's the biggest deal.
I was wondering if you're going to bring that up.
And in my opinion, it has nothing to do with the fact that he threw it at him. Whatever, like, shit's going to happen. Handle your business. The big issue at hand is that the MLB laid down an 8-game suspension on Joe Kelly and there hasn't been one player or coach or anything from the Houston organization that got served any time suspension after cheating in the World Series.
Playoffs.
I can't get behind. I mean,
Playoffs
cheating
and World Series.
in the game, period.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, the whole playoffs. So like, that's my issue. And Joe Kelly's gonna appeal it. He'll probably win his appeal.
Well, because the outlash of
an 8-game suspension in a 60-game season is equivalent to a 22-game suspension in a 160-game season.
Yeah.
Like that's extensive. That's a huge amount of time, man. So, you know, and with everything going on, I mean, you got MLB players down the MLB's throat right now, pissed off. You know, and you got a lot of fans pissed off about it. So I think the MLB, before finalizing this suspension, really needs to look at what's going on, look at the big picture, and understand, like, if they lay down this suspension in full and they don't negotiate, or not even negotiate, if they don't agree to lessen the blow, like, there's going to be huge backlash on the league for it, I feel like.
Well, as far as backlash goes, they're the worst ran organization in all of professional sports. I think Cornhole definitely has a better organization than what fucking MLB is. It's a fucking disgrace, man.
Yeah.
Like I mean, business in whole, it's it's just been years of fucking of them failing. At least the fan, you know what I mean? And I get it. They keep trying to speed games up, keep make them entertainment. Let them do steroids. Baseball. Tell me baseball wasn't great. I dare you. And once they put the fucking we're not gonna allow this anymore. Baseball took a turn, man. I mean, like, it's only a baseball fan continues to watch it. Back in the Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa days, rando people were watching and knew who baseball players were.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a majority of the people that I know probably couldn't name 10 players for all of baseball.
Sure. I'd say that's fair. Yeah, I would agree, actually.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
no,
it's
I
like,
completely agree.
So it's they've dropped the ball. They had the opportunity to be great, and I know steroids are bad, people. I get that. I'm not really condoning it, but I mean, realize that. Well, I mean, I guess it was Congress that kind of put the kibosh on it, but they played dumb with that whole thing, and now it's just really hurt the sport.
Not to mention COVID is completely destroying the league. I mean, the Marlins are upwards of like 19 cases now.
18, 19.
Yeah,
Cardinals
you got the Cardinals.
Got a lot of tests that are.
They got
I don't know their numbers.
player and 3 staff, 4, as of right now that we know of.
What's the boy's name from the Mets that just today opted out? Thank you.
Yeah, he just decided he just didn't show up for a game. They were like, "Where's Jonas?" They went to his hotel room. His stuff was gone. He was like, "Yo, I'm done playing." It's just too big of a health risk. Like, the MLB's fucking up. And you know what? Good for Jonas Cespedes for realizing that the MLB doesn't give 2 shits about what's happening. They're going to try and still cram in as many games as they can to get their
all they said was, okay, they're going to double header now.
To get what, CB? Money.
It's
not our lives. Fuck it. Keep playing them until the fucking league just decides to quit. Then we won't have to pay them their prorated salaries for, exploitation, ABC, like, which I don't know if all that's true, but like, at this point, like, it's becoming a joke. Like, they're becoming the way not to handle a pandemic and move forward. I mean, the NBA is making a mockery out of them. The NHL is back. Nothing in the no negative news in the NHL.
They create a bubble, except for the fact that
2 bubbles.
Yeah, 2 bubbles. Excuse me.
Yep.
I had one coach, and I don't know if I didn't research it, but one dude says, "If you kneel, get the fuck out." And I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" Like, what? Some hockey coach sat there and was just like, and like, I didn't research it, so look it up. I-team, get on that. But I didn't, like I said, I did not research it. But I did see a video where hockey players were there.
It was a local hockey coach.
Okay.
So it wasn't
So it wasn't
an NHL.
NHL. Okay, thank you. Then fuck it, I don't care. They're in Canada probably anyways. So as long as it wasn't the NHL, I was gonna have
the USA coach, John Tortorella. Sorry, I think this is a completely different coach doing the same exact situation.
Oh, really?
Basically said he would bench players who acted in peaceful protest.
Oh, I see. The guy I heard said, "Get the fuck out." Like he just said, "Get the fuck out." And I was like, "Damn, all right, that's rough." Ooh, Giannis, you beast. But the NHL didn't. I mean, they didn't kneel, but they held hands around a circle. And if I remember on the ice, it said, "Black Lives Matter." So what was the speaking of standing and sitting and all that good stuff for what was that boy's name that out of Orlando?
Don't know. Don't have it up.
Hold on.
Minnesota's Matt Dumba, first NHL player to kneel during anthem.
Oh, really? Is he black?
I don't know. It looks mixed, maybe. But he's also not in gear. It was like Blackhawks versus Oilers, and he looks like the one doing the national anthem.
What's your feeling on that? Like we kind of touched base on it. I'm looking up the kid's name.
We talking about the Orlando Magic player that
Yeah.
stood? So, I mean, the reason I asked what your thought was is more so just because I was curious. I mean, at the end of the day, man, like I can't sit here and you kind of mentioned it, but like I can't sit here and say you need to kneel for the national anthem and continue to like
Jonathan
fight
Isaac.
for this.
I'm sorry, Jonathan.
So like, and that's the same thing as what like fucking Trump and all these other people are saying is stand for the national anthem. Like I feel like I can't sit here and tell anybody what they have to do during the national anthem. It's your goddamn right to do whatever you want to do. I thoroughly believe that, man. Like I you know, it's just to me it's too shallow to sit here and tell anybody because they kneel for this, it disrespects this. Like, you know what I mean? Like there is no direct correlation to any of that. People fabricate these ideas and like, you know, let's just sit here and say like, well, no, I'm not going to speculate that far because that's too out there. But my point being is, as far as it comes to this kid who decided to stand, who is black, by the way, like, you know, I do feel like that is an important thing to say as far as this situation goes with him standing during the anthem and being the only one to stand, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
If he wishes to do that, that's fine because, you know, at the end of the day, I think it's a win-win. You know, I think he gets to stand, he gets to say why he stands and voice his opinion on the matter. And at the same time, because he's standing, it still brings attention to those kneeling. Like we have gotten to a place, at least in sports, where people standing for the anthem brings up social injustice still to this point.
Dude,
like
on the middle of the fucking basketball court, it says
how,
Black Lives Matter.
I know, but I'm like in general, how crazy is it that kneeling for the anthem is what caused attention? Now standing for the anthem causes more attention to the issue. Like just think about that for a second, man. Like how crazy is it?
Believe me, I have thought about this because like I saw that before you asked me the question. You know, earlier in the week when we were chatting back and forth, and I understood why people originally like, yo, what the fuck, you know, I respected his answer, like I told you. Found out this today watching the game that they reported that he had actually gotten ordained back in March. Now maybe it's the you know public relations team, the PR team, jumping on this, saying, "Hey, by the way, he had this," and to kind of show that he's staying true to the religious aspect of the reason why he did not kneel. But I also like I told you, I felt like it was gonna be very contradictory of me to get mad at him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everybody, I mean, if he wouldn't have had a reason why he didn't kneel, other than because I respect America, then okay, man, you're not getting the point, and you must be, not in
Mm-hmm.
touch. But he's just like, no, I'm 100% behind Black Lives Matter. He's just like, but I'm only kneeling before one thing, and that's God. And I was like, well played, touche.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah.
Jesus up in the mix, and I'm like,
Yeah. And
I
go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna babble probably. So go ahead.
I
Sound like you
forgot
had
what I was.
something to say.
I forgot. I was letting you finish and it slipped my mind. Oh
Yeah,
well.
I understand why people are upset, but at the same time, I need people to realize that if you're gonna be upset, all you're doing is putting you in the same camp as probably the president that you dislike.
Yeah.
Because if you're for the kneeling, then you're more than likely against President Trump.
Yeah. I remember what I was gonna say now. And the other thing, like you were mentioning, like he's standing and he has a reason for that. If there was a serious issue and he was anti BLM and the whole peaceful protesting to begin with, you would hear it from his locker room. Like
Yeah.
players would be upset, just like angry with his decision
Yeah.
making. They would voice that frustration. And
And
considering
his
there hasn't
team
even been a
probably knew.
whisper, like my point being is there's a mutual understanding. Like there is a, hey, like you do what you need to do. Like I know where your heart lies, where your true intentions lie. And if it ain't bothering the locker room, then in my opinion it don't need to bother anybody else.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you
There
know
was
what's
another kid that didn't kneel too, but I don't remember who the fuck that was.
what's crazy too is all these like we're gonna say like upset people who just are anti-kneeling. They just think it's disrespect, yada yada yada. How come we haven't heard any news of them coming from the shadows talking about like setting the right example? Like, have you noticed that? I haven't heard
Yeah.
anything along the lines of like shame on the
Well,
NBA, good for this kid. So
oh no,
it's just like,
the right wing media I did see using Jonathan Isaac. They tried
did
to
you? Okay.
quickly, but I mean,
I just
you
haven't
gotta
seen.
understand. You gotta understand. Like I said before, like a lot of people from where I came from are more right wing thinkers than and so I see these memes and all these things that they're trying to push off as, hey, this guy's doing it. Well, here's the thing. You you find one black person that maybe is against Black Lives Matter, or you find them, that's anything that's against whatever the movement is for, for the betterment of black and brown people, and in general, all people, but I'm focusing on black and brown people, is the fact that you will find some outliers. They are not the majority. So don't think everything that Candace Owens says is exactly what a majority of black people like. That's a majority. That's not a majority. Not every white person thinks the same way as another white person. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just fucking asinine. The Hodge twins. I followed them on YouTube and Instagram years ago because what the fuck? Hold on, I'm sorry. Why did Apple Movie come up? Cancel. Get out of here. Sorry, guys. It completely fucked me up. Um, but like they completely are like on the Trump bandwagon, and I keep following because here's one thing that you can't say about me is that I'm not willing to hear the other side. So I hear what they have to say. I originally started following them and respecting them because of health and fitness, and they were entertaining as fuck when they were saying shit that I was cool with. Politically, I found out, hey, we're completely different. Let me hear your education. And they're not really educating. I mean, they're telling me exactly what I've seen from every other outlet in the world. It's just a bunch of brainwashed bullshit.
Right.
But it's not a majority, and everybody wants to. And I come from an all-white town, so most of the people I knew growing up from that town are white. I was the black population, so I sit there and I see, hey, people pointing out that they found a black person that thinks the way that they think.
Right.
Once again, not the majority. And I just don't get how people would just. That's the only other thing I could sit there and think about people being upset with Jonathan Isaac of not kneeling is now you just became one of their symbols.
Sure. I can see that, yeah.
Sorry.
Get it out.
Last night, man, I went from basketball to baseball to football. We're all over the place. Last night, we were in a little chat. Our friend Carlos posted this whole thing about.
Oh yeah, but
no, it was
Carlos posted it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And he posted this thing. Basically. It was NBA memes thing. It says, if you want stats, look for LeBron. If you want rings, look for Russell. If you want MVPs, look for Kareem. If you want records, look for Wilt. If you want impact, look for Steph. If you want dominance in a position, look for Shaq. If you want perimeter defense, find Gary Payton. If you want athletics, find Kemp, Giannis, or Malone. If you want greatness, look for Bird or Magic. If you want exquisite dunks, look for Carter, Dr. J, or Dominic Wilkins. If you want a good trash talker, look for Garnett. If you want influence, look for Iverson. If you want remarkable scoring skills, look for Durant. And if you want competitive, look for Kobe. And if you want, what's that word there? Basically, I don't know what that word is. But we're all working on ourselves.
Sound it out.
But anyways, if you want a clutch moment, look at Kobe again. Now, if you want a good slice of all that fit into a single player, then you look for Michael Jordan. We both have our own bias, right? Of who the greatest is. You're LeBron, I'm Kobe. Do you think that is a fair assessment of everything that's Michael? And do you feel that all of those things that are put in there are also LeBron?
I know I commented and I don't remember the comment, but I think it was
I got out of work and I was ready to hang out.
I think it was along the lines of I could understand how someone could say that about Mike. I think I said something along the lines of that. So like I won't sit here and say Michael Jordan is none of those because that's just wrong. But as far as like, can I see him all Kobe or all LeBron? No, I don't see that personally. I don't see all of them as Mike either. Like, I mean, everybody had their weak spots, and the whole point is like, and here's my thing, like the whole point of this is, whoever came up with this, first of all, that's subjective to begin with. Past that, as far as who they chose for each category, to say somebody has a little bit of all of those, I would say most, like, yeah, a lot of players are going to have a little bit of those. Oh, you won one ring? You're technically in the ring category. So to sit here and say, like, well, only MJ's a little of those, I would say no. A little bit of that could be LeBron. All of them. All of them could be Kobe. All of them could be fucking Kevin Garnett. All of them could be Allen Iverson. All of them could, like, we could do this all day. So I get the post. I mean, here's the thing. Carlos is a Michael Jordan fan. It makes sense for Carlos to post a Michael Jordan like thread, a viral thread.
I'm not even getting into Carlos about it. It was just I'm just giving him a shout out about it. And this is where the conversation started.
I'm using that as an example. If you were to take that, find a different picture and reword it for Kobe and then share it to a group, it could also potentially go viral. And then they would ask the same question, and I could do it for LeBron. So like it's such a subjective post that like I'm kind of like you know, and I purposely posted I purposely threw some comments in there to get you all fired up because I knew it would just piss you off. So like I definitely baited that. But and you come back and redo the whole list. He redoes the whole list with the Kobe LeBron comparison.
Because your punk ass champion in the other league, Adam Jackson, challenged me.
Yeah, he did.
And I was just like, I felt like you and Nick and him were in a group chat saying, "Watch me fuck CB up."
No,
as far as like get me fired up, because I was just like, for most of those I could easily put Kobe in, which makes sense because I gave Michael Jordan a lot of credit here. I was like, because anybody was going to be compared to Mike, it was going to be the Mamba. Bottom line, of course, you came back with trash. Yeah, that's when. No. I
came back with a trash can emoji. Even worse.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah. And then I posed you the question. I'm like, yo.
That could have been.
Wait a minute. Oh, look at you. I didn't even see the hidden message of the laughing a little laugh thing for the like. I should have seen that and known you was baiting me because like that's all you did. I said how. And you didn't even bias.
I put a laugh. Instead of a like, I put a ha face. Just triggered right away. I knew it.
Oh. Like I said, it made my blood pressure boil. Then Adam Jackson chimes in. This bitch.
Yeah.
We ever say his name without saying the whole name? Like that's fucked up.
I know, right? Isn't that weird?
He's just like, you think Kobe fits more of those than LBJ?
That's because
challenge,
smart man.
Challenge accepted. And I did say I do not like you, Adam. Loving Clay's post because we love the shit out of yours. Little trash can emoji.
Because he's a smart person.
So, as Clay said, I did go through the list, and I'm ready to have this conversation with you in person, pseudo person. You want stats? Look for LeBron. I left that alone. I was like, stats. LeBron. He's easily he's easily a triple double or triple double guy any night of the week.
Mm-hmm.
More so than Kobe was. I will definitely give him that. If you want rings, well, I gotta go Kobe. Mm-hmm. He's got more. I mean, I think that's just
how many? 5?
He's
4?
got 5.
5. Okay.
LeBron's got 3.
He had a 3-peat. Right, and then
he won 2 back-to-back.
2. That's what I thought. I thought it was a back-to-back. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Because I remember them going for the second 3-peat.
Yeah. Then, if you want MVPs, I want LeBron. He's got more MVPs. If you want records, I said it's a wash because at this point, any records that Kobe does have, LeBron is chasing, and eventually segment right there and I was like, if I get more of those out there, reaches more people and all that shit. So I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
So
I was kidding, by the way. I spent my whole day getting high and playing video games and watching TV. So like, who am I to talk shit?
let's try this again.
Oh, you want to try it again? All right. Well.
Yeah.
Take note that 7 minutes in.
Oh, I forgot we were recording. 7 minutes.
7 minutes into the video you can cut. All right, you good for audio?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we're good. Let's just fuck it.
Yeah.
Hey, so you just heard in this audio coming back to you live, and Adam.
Gotta count it back in.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there. Like he called me a boomer, and I fucking hung up on him. No. That happened afterwards. So, anyways, let me go through this list here, and as far as how I listed them. So, when it came to impact, I had Kobe out of the 2. Now, and I did put him. What's
Is
that?
rings? We left off
Yeah.
with rings. I don't want you
I
skipping
thought
out.
it was MVP. I did MVP. I said
You
LeBron.
did LeBron.
I said
Rings. Kobe.
records. I said it was a wash
Right. Rings.
because,
Kobe.
like I said, you go.
Rings, Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I haven't gotten to rings yet. That's down here.
No, you started rings.
Oh, that was
Kobe had
rings up
5.
there. Yeah.
Kobe had
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. 5 and 3. So, hey,
That
fix your mic. You
impact.
keep on going in and out.
I haven't touched my fucking mic. I don't know what to tell you.
Let's see here. I mean, like bark it at you, baby. Shit. But I for impact, I had Kobe, and I'm only talking basketball. Outside of basketball, it's definitely LeBron. But for the game of basketball, I think impact, it was Kobe, because Kobe's somebody that more people can be like. You can't be like LeBron. He's too big. Not everybody's gonna be 6'9".
Kobe had more of an impact. I would agree on that. I won't argue.
Let's see here. If you want dominance in a position, I said NA because they were different positions. So I just don't. I mean, like,
I
was
think
he
they
the
just
best
mean
shooting guard?
dominant. So here would be my argument, since you're kind of in between on it. My argument would be LeBron, and the reason being is they're just saying dominant at position. And I agree with you. Like, first of all, neither of them played only one position. I know Kobe moved a little bit here and there depending, but considering LeBron can play
small forward,
considering LeBron can play him legitimately play all of them. Like, I can put LeBron 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and not one person's gonna go, ooh, I don't know, man. Like, so
I came up with a big lineup for the Lakers with it being LeBron at 1. You move AD to 2. You fucking have JaVale at 4 and Keith at
1. Gotta keep Magic.
What's that?
Magic at 1 always.
Oh no, I'm just talking about for the season.
Oh, gotcha. My bad. Yeah. I was like JaVale. I'm like, well, he's way on 1.
No, not there.
So anyways,
I mean, you know me.
To get back to the list, though, that would be my argument on on the position, just because.
And no one argument. I just don't. That's the reason why I said it's not. That's the reason I said NA. I just don't think it was
right.
Let's see here. If you want perimeter defense, I put Kobe. If you want athleticism, I said LeBron. I said if you want greatness, I said that's subjective.
It is. It is.
I think that's not fair. See, if you want exquisite dunks, it's a wash because
I disagree with that one too, man.
Well, no,
Here's
Kobe's
why.
younger years.
Kobe, right. And LeBron's every year he brings them dunks.
Same dunk. It's the same dunk. It's the same
What
dunk.
does that have to do with anything?
Exquisite dunks means like
it's still LeBron.
When they put out when they put out that list originally, they had on show-stopping dunkers.
Still LeBron.
Well, okay. Still, you can get here.
And I also disagree with I disagree with the original answers on that also. Dr. J and Vince Carter. Who was the third one? There was one other person.
Dominic Wilkins.
Yeah, I don't think he would be an exquisite dunker, personally. I could see the Dr. J and Vince Carter. I thought that Wilkins was a stretch.
Ooh, really? Dominique and MJ.
I get
that's the reason why that's.
You're saying exquisite once again. Like, I just don't remember anything special from him. Okay. We can think of Vince Carter and think of the '98 dunk contest.
Well, we can think
of Dr. J. Yeah, I think Vince Carter's number 1 in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you can think of Dr. J and how he originated some of them dunks that you still see today. So like, I get that, but like that was more of a like him kind of setting the bar of what an exquisite dunk is. I think that's why he gets the nod. But I'm kind of eh.
Well, I said wash, but I mean I'll even give you that LeBron. Let's see here. If you want a good trash talker, well, LeBron doesn't trash talk.
He don't trash talk at all. Yep, I'm not even gonna argue on that.
Let's see here. If you want, let's see here. Influence.
Hey.
Which I think is crazy because they had influence and impact, and when it comes, go ahead.
I had a joke and you kept going, so I kind of killed it. But you know that video where he's like, you look real good today. Yeah, you look better. Oh yeah. He goes, well, you smell really nice. You know what video I'm talking? I was thinking of LeBron
Yeah.
trash talking. Hey, that's a good shot. That's a real good shot. I like that shot.
Your
What?
hairline's exquisite today.
Hey, nice shoes. Those are my shoes, but they look better on you.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Let's see here. Influence. Once again, I'm just keeping it basketball. I just think Kobe. Now that once again that could
Influence on
change as time goes. What's that?
what would the influence be on? The fans, the
Well,
players, the league, the game,
and that's I just was going off the question here, and once again I didn't think it was fair enough. I could say wash there still. I could wash that and say that's not even an answer.
Yeah, they
If
both
you
had
want
influence
remarkable,
in a lot of different.
yeah,
Yep.
remarkable scoring skills, it's Kobe. If you want competitiveness, once again Kobe. And then if you want basically being able to be solid in a clutch moment, once again you're gonna go Kobe. Now out of that whole list, I know, and I tried to really get outside of the Kobe bias, but if I felt that I needed to explain it, I explained it within those answers, and I was really hoping you're gonna go back with me, like, yo, you're wrong. And I found out what you were doing yesterday, so I see where your head was at, using to murking cats and not keep up on trying to piss me off. You're like, this will get him stewing all night.
I think I thought I clapped back at that. Did I not? I thought I said something like LeBron fits all of those, and I disagreed with some of your answers. Maybe I didn't say that.
Like the only person that after I said anything with that was just Nick, where he goes with the emoji.
Right. I think I was going to, and I got sidetracked. But yeah, I was gonna say along the lines of like I disagree with some, but agree with others. I mean, we just spoke.
In the day, like on that list for the answers, I mean, was I far-fetched? I mean, Kobe still, at the end of the day, even if I gave the exquisite dunk.
No, but like, I mean, other than that, like, so like when it comes to scoring, like, single game, Kobe has that. When it comes to all time, LeBron just passed Kobe. So like LeBron would have the edge in scoring. He's put more balls in baskets than Kobe. Well, I shouldn't say that because points add up differently. But at the end of the day, like LeBron scored more points. So like it's subjective once again. It depends on how you look at it. Like if they said, all right, you got one game, like, to score as many points as you can, like who would win it? I mean, fucking Kobe's put up, what did he put up, 81?
81.
Yeah, like that was his all-time high. I think LeBron's is still like
64 his last game.
Was it how much?
He has the 64 his last game.
Is 6 wait, as in like not against Toronto. He only had like 30.
No, the last game he played was like 64.
Oh, you talking about Kobe still?
Yeah.
I'm talking about LeBron. I was saying his all-time high. I said I think it's only like 51, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe, and that was against the fucking Bobcats, the game I was supposed to go to. But long story short, like my point being is like, just depends on how you look at it, man. But I mean, we're getting nitpicky at that, when it comes clutch, like, yeah, Kobe's had way more clutch shots than LeBron. So,
yeah.
And it's situation. Here's the thing, like you could put them up against different defenses, and I would go, ooh, against that team, I need somebody who can drive it and just get two. I'm gonna pick LeBron. Pick this team, it's like they got solid defense. I'm gonna pick Kobe all day, every day. Because like that video you sent me,
always been a passer.
Like you said that Kobe's gonna make the but if we told LeBron, hey, like you're taking this last shot, because like I take that question in context of there's an understanding that shot's going up. I mean, Kobe had a knack for not passing at practice. So, like, you can't sit here and say, like, well, LeBron would pass. Well, 99% of the NBA would pass. There's only maybe 2 people, maybe 3 in the history of the league who is notorious for never passing the ball in those moments.
MJ, Kobe, and...
I just threw a third one in there because I'm sure there's one, but I don't know who that person would be. So my point being is like...
Maybe Bird.
If you take away... Let's just say this for example. Let's take away Kobe's rings. Let's give him 3. And let's give Michael 3 too. You could sit here and say that they're not as clutch as like LeBron. They don't get all the rings they get. They lose in some of the finals, and everything averages out. Like, that's why when I look at it, that is the only argument you can make against LeBron. The clutch factor, in my opinion, is hand in hand with championships, because we don't look at regular season clutch moments missed, whether that be Kobe, Michael, or LeBron, and sit there and go, oh my God, now the Lakers are 49-15. LeBron missed it. What a non-clutch player. And then it be like, that happens in the playoffs. When you can't get it done when it means the most, that's what and LeBron was terrible in the first half of his career. Very, very, very unclutch. Even coming into Miami, bro. Even coming into Miami, he had his woes in clutchness.
When he went up against that Detroit Pistons team that was just coming off 2 back-to-backs.
Yeah.
Before he took Cleveland to the finals the first time. I remember watching. I was rooting for him too, maybe mostly because I held grudges. But I was just sitting there. I remember I'm watching him, and him going to the finals was a miracle in general. And I don't think that it wasn't against him, because I mean, like, he was the go-to guy back then. Even, I mean, you know, and he showed up. Now I'm fucking bigging up LeBron, but I mean, like, I just felt like I don't think that he wasn't the clutch guy when he was young. I think that he was definitely the clutch guy when he was young, and I think that he got to Miami and didn't feel he had to be the clutch guy anymore, because he had Dwayne Wade, Hall of Famer, Chris Bosh, probably a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, once he got with those guys, he didn't feel the need to have to be that clutch guy anymore. I think Miami really fucking hurt him. Excuse me, I don't want to say that. I think that Miami hurt his reputation of being clutch, because he was able to rely on a Dwayne Wade and rely on a Chris Bosh, a Ray Allen.
See, I would argue that he never had the clutch gene prior to Miami to begin with. Like, nobody looked at LeBron as clutch. Like, first of all,
he was fucking 12.
LeBron on his come up. Yeah, right. LeBron on his come up, and even going into Miami, still had more haters than lovers, in my opinion. The media loved to dog LeBron during those years. And when he chose to take his talents to South Beach, that is when the hate got even worse. And so I feel like people really just ate up his failures more so than his success. And so I feel like when you look at that, you know, and let's just say, rather than take championships away from Kobe and Mike and give them to LeBron, instead of 3 and 6 in the finals, let's say he's 6 and 3. He's got just as many rings as Mike. You know what I mean? Like, we would be sitting here talking about how LeBron is well, I guess once again, there's a lot of situations that can go into it, but it's easy for me. The way I look at it is, it's easy for people to say someone's not clutch when they're not winning at all. Like, you can sit here and say, dang, dude, like, James Harden, baddest man in basketball, not clutch. And how many game winners have we seen James Harden hit? It's easy to say because he can't win the big game.
He's regular season clutch.
Yeah. So my point being is, you see where I'm coming from. It's easy to say that those two are the most clutch guys because it only mattered on the big stage. That's what we're basing clutchness off of. If you were to take a whole career, regular season and postseason, and combine those stats of shots made within last 12 seconds, how crazy would it be? And I don't know this number, okay? But how crazy would it be if, let's just say, LeBron had just as many as Kobe? Like, would that, let's just say hypothetically, would that make you go, like, maybe I'm giving either A, Kobe too much credit, or B, LeBron not enough credit? I know it's hard for you to say that because it's Kobe, but I'm saying, think non-subjectively.
Well, I was gonna say, so when you're sitting there saying that, I'm sitting here going, at that point, what are the differences between the two? That's what I'm having to find. Is like, what's the real difference?
Yep.
And the only thing I could come up with, and it's more of I guess maybe I'm shooting LeBron more bail, is the fact that LeBron does, as a fan, right, of basketball, and you're watching him and all that, as a fan, you sit there and you look at LeBron and you're just like, yeah, he says he's angry and he's upset, but I don't buy it. Or with Kobe, when he was upset, when Michael was upset, you bought into, I mean, well, Mike never lost that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, Kobe, after losing, and you sit there and you see the intensity. I'm not saying LeBron doesn't play with intensity, but it's the showmanship of how intense I am about it all. As a fan, you're sitting there, you're going, I believe what he's selling me, and I don't really believe, like, do I believe LeBron James works hard? I do. I most certainly do. I don't think that he slacks. But when I'm looking at who's selling me what, I believe Kobe's intensity and his intangibles and the competitiveness a lot more than I do LeBron's. Because LeBron's been able to rely on his natural ability for 17 plus high school career. You know what I mean? 21 years. His just natural ability to just be better than everybody else, where Kobe had to work at it. Michael had to work at it. I'm not saying LeBron, once again, didn't have to work at it, but I mean, a lot of what he does is just natural ability.
Yeah,
so,
I hear you.
What else you got? Anything?
Nothing, man.
Yeah. I'm hitting the bottom of this glass right here, so I saw you turn yours up a while back.
Yep.
Probably when you was like, "Hey, boomer." Like dick.
I'll give him a minute to figure out his computer.
Oh. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thank you again for joining us for episode 95.
Hey, and thank you for sharing.
Oh,
thank you for sharing our pods on social media, guys. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
I mean, that little snippet that CB put out, we were just talking about it in the Boomers technical difficulty break. We had, as of right now, 511 engagements on that video. That's bonkers. That's awesome. To see our come up.
That's the most engagement we've had on any of our posts.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, usually we're in the couple hundreds, 200-300 in that, but to go over 5, that's a first for us. That's super awesome. And I don't mean to come off too thirsty, when I'm asking for your guys, but the ones who do, just know that we appreciate it a ton.
We're elephants. We got good memories.
Yeah, right.
I'm just letting you know.
Makes me grateful for my social media friends. So thank you guys.
Let's see here, and that's just engagement. It's not even talking about the people that just found us just to find us.
Or I mean, that's also just clicking on that link on Facebook.
Yeah.
Think of all the people that are still on iTunes, on Spotify, I just clicking on YouTube.
Just finding us random. So, I mean, we appreciate you 100%. Thank you again. Always shout out Nick Cook.
And most likely we'll be doing next week's episode 96 pod in person, because I'll be home for my birthday.
Where are we doing that at? We'll have to talk about that.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. Not outside, because people did not like the quality when we recorded outside, apparently.
What, the audio? Oh, because we kept banging our fucking mics.
From a couple people, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to sit there like statues.
Yeah, right. The most fun we've had, you guys didn't appreciate.
I know. And it's our fault. I mean, I could have brought my mic in. That would have been one less mic that was banging around. But, all right. Well, hey. Definitely appreciate you. Let's keep this under 130. We're out. Peace.
Take care.